Hi guys, I just wanted to make a quick video to show you how to navigate Explora through INFOhio if you missed that day of instruction. So you're going to want to start by going to infohio.org. You can see that up here at the top of my screen. It's going to bring you to this page. You're going to click grades 9 through 12, and then it's going to bring us to a page that has multiple databases. Databases are a way of searching the internet that is going to lead us towards more credible sources, sources that have been peer-reviewed, sources that have been published, and are a little bit different from just the whole realm of things that you can get when you do a quick Google search. However, the way in which we search on a database is a little bit different. So we primarily are using this database right here called Explora. Explora is very similar to a database called Academic Search Premier that you will probably use in college. So you go ahead and click that, and then it's going to open us up to this lovely website right here in which we can do some searching for our research. I would suggest going to where it says Advanced Search, clicking on that, and it's going to bring us to this page right here. The thing about Explora and databases in general that is different from Google is that you can't just Google a question, or you can't just search a question like you would on Google. Instead, you have to use search terms, and you kind of have to play around with the terms that you use in order to filter your results. So beautiful thing about Explora is that it gives us results that are typically more credible. However, it also is a little bit more finicky. So let's say that I'm writing a research paper about homework, and my research question is, should schools give less homework? So I would probably, I would sit down and I would think about all of the different components of that research question. I would try to think all the way around it, like we've talked about in class. What are the different components that make up that question? So what are the benefits of homework? What are the deficits of homework? What is the average amount of homework that is given in high schools or middle schools, whatever I'm researching? Have there been any examples of schools that have gotten rid of homework, and did that work for them? So trying to think about all these different ways in which I can research, and then that will help me generate my search terms. So I could start with, for example, homework. If I just search homework, let's see what pops up here. Okay, 53,000 responses. That's a little bit difficult, right? I can't go through 53,000 responses. I also want to pay attention to the date. All the way over here, I have this bar that is showing me the dates of the hits that I'm getting over here. I'm probably not going to need articles from 1925, but would rather have some information that's a little bit more current. So I'm going to drag this up to, let's say 2010, the last 12 years or so. All right, that brings me down to 30,000, but that is still quite a lot. I am seeing some stuff that looks interesting to me, like homework ban policies. Let's take another look at homework. This is interesting. So I might want to just come back to this general search, but if I want to be more specific, I can go up here and add another word. So maybe I say homework benefits and search that. Okay, now I'm at 1,000. That seems a little bit more manageable. I still have my dates set over here, so on and so forth. As I scroll through here, you can see what type of source it is based off of what is portrayed on the left-hand side. So a periodical is a publication that comes out periodically, meaning not every week, but every so often. We would typically call this a magazine. So a magazine is the same as a periodical. We have academic journals here. That's probably a lot of what we're going to see are periodicals and journals. We might see a reference somewhere, but that's going to help us when we put our citation into Noodle Tools. All right, so I might use, maybe I want to check this out. How should we approach homework? I'm reading this abstract here. It presents different views of two authors on benefits and side effects of traditional homework given to students. Okay, that sounds right up my alley. And it says it has a PDF full text. That's good news too. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to open it up for me. Look at that nice, beautiful article. It was published in 2015, so it's not the most recent, so I need to keep that in mind as I'm reading. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to pretend that I've read this article, I've skim read it, and I've said, okay, I think this is actually going to be really helpful for my argument. I want to keep it so that I can use it to make note cards later and actually bring its information into my paper. To keep my article, I need to go over here to the right-hand side to this little Google Drive. All right. This folder looks like it would save my stuff, but it won't. We do not trust the folder. We only trust Google. Okay, so we click Google Drive, and it's going to open up my nice little thing. You can see all my little accounts. I would click my account, and then it would ask if it has permission to create a folder in my Google Drive called EBSCO. You would want to allow this, okay? So for the sake of this, I'll click allow. And then it is going to save it for me. Look, it says, look, your document was saved to your Google Drive account. Now there is a folder in my Google Drive called EBSCO where I can find these PDFs. So if I were to go and pick another article and need to save it, I would do the same thing, click the Google Drive, and it would save it to the same folder, which is awesome. You do not want to just leave this up. If you're thinking you're going to keep an article, I would suggest saving it because Explora will log you out very quickly. So if you're not on it, if you have this tab up and then you go to another class or something, it will log you out and you'll have to go back to INFOhio.org to get back to Explora. So if you just refresh Explora, it won't let you in. You'll have to go back to INFOhio. Okay, so we talked about how we save it to our Google Drive. The other beautiful thing about it is that it'll help us cite it. So if we go to this little paper guy over here and click this, it pulls up every type of citation I could ever want for this article. We use MLA in English because that is part of our discipline. I don't need this works cited part, but I would copy this citation right here, and then I would go and paste it into my Noodle Tool sources, which we have a separate video about to teach you how to do that. So this is just a quick overview of how to search in Explora. Just a brief reminder, we cannot search full questions. We want to search terms. We can narrow those terms down by adding additional search terms like this, right? We want words here, not phrases if we can avoid it. And that is going to help us navigate Explora. Thanks, guys.